Good morning, afternoon, night, depending on where you're tuning in from. My name is Marshall Rodegast, and welcome back to another installment of the Database Guys. Today, I will be showing you how to SSH into a database system using the Mac terminal. So, of course, we're going to need the Mac terminal, so you should already have that up, but we're going to need to also log into the Oracle Cloud Console. So I've already logged in here. This is the home page, but we're going to want to navigate to Oracle-based database VM and VM. To do that, we're going to go over to the hamburger icon on the top left next to the Oracle Cloud logo. Click on that, find Oracle Database in this left dropdown, click on that, and then move over to Oracle-based database, virtual machine, and bare metal. So now that we're in the database system homepage, we're going to click on the database system we're going to want to SSH into. Mine is SSH VM. So I'm going to click on that, and we'll get some general database system information. You know, the OCID, the shape, amount of cores, but right now we won't need any of that. We're going to want to scroll down to resources, click on nodes, and ensure that our node is in an available state. So this basically just means that our node is running. This is how we will SSH, our SSH connection will connect to the database system. If yours isn't running currently, you can always start it up by clicking on the three black dots on the far right side and clicking start. Mine currently says stop just because mine is already running. So while that's spinning up, if yours isn't already running, you can find your SSH key pair. So if you know where those are, we will need those later. But if you don't, you can always add a new SSH key pair by clicking add SSH keys and then clicking save private key and save public key. These will go directly to your downloads. And we'll talk about that a little bit more here in a second. So now that you have your new keys or your current keys, if you have them, we can navigate over to the terminal. I'm logged into my home directory, but I'm going to want to change my directory from home to my desktop because that is where I stored my keys. So we'll use the CD change directory command and the name of the directory we want to go to. Right now, I want to go to desktop, so I will click enter. And now we're in the desktop directory. So you may have a lot of files in that directory and you may not know exactly the name of your keys, especially if it's really long, like the one that it generates automatically if you didn't rename them. And we will use the ls command, which just means list, click enter, and we can see all files within that directory. My keys are MXR public key and MXR private key. So I know where they are, I know their names. I will now use the chmod 600 command and the name of my private key because the private key is the one that we need to SSH. So MXR private key dot key, click enter. This basically just gives us read-write access to the key itself so that we can SSH into the database system. So we know our database is running, we have our keys, we've given our key read-write access to the key. We will now want to use the SSH command to actually SSH into the database system itself. So we'll start with SSH space -I, and then another space, and then the name of our key. Mine is MXR private key, as I've stated before. I'll type that in, and then we're going to hit space again and use OPC at, and this is where we're going to enter our public IP address. So this is the public IP address of the node that we're going to want to log into. So I'll navigate back to the console, scroll down to the resources again, and click on nodes. So we can see the nodes that we're logging into, and we're going to want to find public IP address. Mine is 129.213.9256. I will highlight that and copy it, go back to the terminal, and I will paste it. I will paste it where the public IP address goes. So now that we have our SSH-I, name of our key, and the IP address that we're going to want to log into, we will click enter, and we will actually log into the database system. So from here, there's a few things you can do. You can log in as a grid user, sudo su space dash grid. We can use the server control config database command. This basically just lists all the databases that are on top of your database system. I currently only have one. Its unique name is mxrdb underbar mxrdb1, so I can see that. I can exit out of the grid user using the exit command, and I can log in as an Oracle user. So sudo su space dash Oracle, click enter, and we'll log into our database system as an Oracle user. And here we can use SQL plus / as sysdba, click enter, and we've actually logged in directly to the database that sits in the database system. Here you can do, SQL injections, so on and so forth, the normal database administrative work. But basically that's it. That's how you SSH into your database system. It's not too complicated. You can always save your SSH-I MXR private key, the name of your key and the IP address for a later date, just because you copy and paste it, that you know that the node's running and you're in the correct directory. And that's it. That's how simple it is. I thank you for joining us. And next week, I really hope that you will be there to listen to Born to Shambly show you how to log into a database system and change the storage, scale it up using the Cloud Shell and the Oracle console itself. Thank you and have a great day.